Hey guys, welcome to Neighborhood Picks. It's Football Friday, NFL Friday, and we're going to touch on last night's game. We had the barn burner that we expected, the Chargers Chiefs, and that was a terrific game. I had so much fun. But first, I just want to address like a few people if anybody's mixed up. I got so much negativity and harassment on me saying that I don't agree with the cancel culture, and that's really just based on like attacking one person's livelihood. What does it really solve? I think it creates more bickering, and anything that divides people to me is not good. And I just think there's better ways to bring people together. When you cancel people, then you got to go through with a fine tooth comb. And then, like how I made an example of something else, people got mad at me, and I didn't mean it to like start a fight with people. I don't really have a mean spirited bone in my body, and I have a very big, diverse group of friends, and that's just where I grew up in geographically, I guess, and from being an athlete in sports and shit like that. So, I'm a pretty well-rounded guy. I'm a little older than I look, and I just speak from experience. And I'm old enough. Like I remember when Jimmy the Greek, he was like a sportscaster guy. He was trying to explain the same thing that 50 Cent was trying to explain, and he lost his livelihood. They stuck a microphone in his face at a restaurant, and he tried to like ignorantly explain how a black athlete was built different structurally or something like, and he sounded stupid, and they fired him the next morning, and he like went to a deep depression, and he just died after that, broken, heartbroken, and he wasn't a bad guy, but he like didn't know what he was talking about, and they canceled him, and like 30 years later, I saw 50 Cent say the same exact thing on YouTube, and but like even more explicit, and like nothing happened to him. So like that's what I'm saying is I don't want anything to happen to 50 Cent or anybody. Like Allen Iverson. Like I remember when Allen Iverson called John Stockton a white cracker motherfucker on the court, and like it was like a thing for like one day. And Karl Malone was the one that came to Stockton's aid because they're boys, they're teammates. And a lot of times, the thing that I love about sports and this channel, sports brings people together. I never saw color, and thank God I'm blessed that way. Like growing up in football and basketball and baseball, playing with a bunch of different teammates, I just was intermixed with all different types of people from a little kid. But enough about that. Hey, Chargers Chiefs last night. First of all, oh man, I gotta say I love Justin Herbert. I had a couple sit up in my chair moments with Justin Herbert since the first day he came into the league when they gave Tyrod Taylor the bad shot in his back and Herbert came in. I saw him I saw him duke it out, have Tom Brady on the ropes 2 years ago when he was a rookie when Brady won the Super Bowl that year. I saw Herbert. They were up 24-7 at halftime. I think Brady came back, but I mean, I've seen Herbert really impress me to the point where this year when the fantasy drafts came, I wanted him. So in 2 out of my 4 leagues, I got him. So I'm happy about that. Now, last night was a different level of of a ball player when I mentioned Justin Herbert. I have such a level of respect for him. I already had him on a pedestal, but after last night, and I could never compare myself to an NFL player, but I played quarterback, and the thing in my life that I was most proud of was like when I was coming up, like before like the varsity team, like the knock on me was like, oh, he's good, but he's a little small, light in the ass. He might not be tough enough to handle it when he gets older to varsity. So like what and that was the knock on me. And you know how kids can be cruel and shit. So I had a chip on my shoulder, and my proudest thing was getting hurt and playing 18 straight games. I made 18 straight starts over 2 seasons, and I took hospital shots. I played hurt with an ankle for almost a full season that nobody knew about except my teammates, of course, my family. But the 18 straight starts and playing hurt and taking the shots at that position, I don't care what anybody says, man. I'd rather be a D-back and come up all day and tackle receivers and sometimes get low on a running back, sometimes take big hits. But I'd rather deliver hits than be the quarterback and take those shots. And Justin Herbert, he was in so much pain last night. It was on his face. I didn't hear anything official yet, but I feel like he's got a cracked rib. He was playing with a cracked rib. The play before he made that great touchdown pass at the end, he had a wide open lane, and he just threw the ball into the ground because he was in such agony. Now, bad job. Bad job by the coach. I'm starting to not, even though the Chargers offense looks so beautiful, I'm starting to not like the personality of the coach a little bit because I feel like he did not protect Herbert there. Justin Herbert, with the cracked rib, whatever was wrong with him, showed the toughness. That was a historic performance last night, if there ever was one, and a loss. That was historic. I will never forget where I was watching Herbert last night, and they lost. But he was tremendous. How could you say that, NOOCH, with a 99-yard interception? Here's why. You got Herbert playing with a cracked rib. I would be so pissed today. Gerald Everett was a big, late fantasy wire pickup. He put up a good line yesterday. He had a nice game if you just look at the stats. However, they were playing the fast-paced offense, going all the way down the field against Kansas. They had a huge drive. They're on the one. They complete a pass. The camera goes. You can see Gerald Everett going, take me out, take me out. It's a fucking hurry-up offense. The whole team's running to the line. Gerald Everett's going, take me out. Herbert didn't know that Gerald Everett was dead tired, out of shape. You cannot be a professional athlete and not do your gassers at the end of practice, not do your sprints. It's easy to keep your wind. Please, please. I used to do road work on off days to be in better shape than the other point guards in my conference because it was such a tough league in northern New Jersey. If you want to be in shape, you're going to keep your ass in shape. Everett was out of shape. He was tired. Get me out, get me out. Then he had to get on the line. He was supposed to run a dig. A dig is when you turn and you slide one way or the other. It was probably his option route. He turned and he had nothing left. Herbert anticipated, threw it, interception, and Everett just spit his mouthpiece out and picked up his mouthpiece and let his teammates run after. Gerald Everett, as decent as your stat line was last night, you were the dog of that game. And I don't mean it with two G's. It's the bad dog today. You were the dog last night because you got your quarterback playing with broken rib, just guys selling out, and you can't run a fucking dig at the 1 yard line. That's not my type of guy. That's not my type of guy. I mean, fantasy was cool, but like as a winner, come on, man. Come on. You're a big part of that offense, Gerald Everett. What are you doing? But it was a great game. Kansas City was down 17-7. And and then they did they cover? Wait, what did they win by? Did they even cover yesterday? I don't think they covered. What was the score yesterday? Let's see. Why do I have a mental block on the score? Because I'm crazy thinking about all this other shit. 27-24, they were 4 points favorite. So the Chargers actually covered. So it was a 4-point spread. How good are those odds makers, huh? 4-point spread. Chargers, Chiefs. Chiefs by 3. They were favorite by 4. So if you bet San Diego with the points, you win. Wow. And once again, the Chiefs don't cover. I was saying that since last year, but they played good. They look better. You know what? Everybody's making this fake narrative like Mahomes, like, oh, he's finally, with all that talent, now he's learning how to play. No. Didn't you listen to Neighborhood Picks last year? He came in the league focused, sharp, with his talent already, and he was playing more disciplined football. Then this could happen. I've seen this with other athletes in sports and pro sports. Then when you get so good, you start adding degrees of difficulty. Like Kobe at the end of his career, taking fucking fadeaways with his legs over here out of bounds. Like he was getting so good, he was trying shit just for his own amusement. I feel like Patrick Mahomes was twirling around doing a little too much the past year year and change, and now they dialed it back in. And without Tyreek Hill, it comes a little more easier for him to dial it in because he's got to read it. He's smart enough to read it. He's good enough. So I just feel like he got back to where he was. And that's how I feel about Mahomes in Kansas City. So we got a lot of good games this week. I want to do Friday pick'ems and shit. So I'm hoping to have a couple guys on. Not pick'ems, like just the Friday, like the best games that I like and a few things I want to talk about. I want to talk about McCaffrey and Saquon. You got 2 comeback player of the year candidates. Saquon looks like the guy. He looks like the guy. I'm a Giants fan. I like the Giants a lot against the Panthers. Baker Mayfield he's good, but he's mistake prone, and that's why I went on a limb and picked up the Giants in fantasy for the defense, because I feel like Baker's bound to make a few stupid mistakes, go up on his toes, get hit, fumble Rooski. You know what I'm saying? Tommy Tampa, the greatest living American. No receivers. Julio Jones fell on his knee. Listen, Julio Jones is an all-world talent. He's one of the greatest receivers I've ever seen. His body is not built to play NFL football and make it anymore. He gets hurt. He fell on his knee on a catch, and now he didn't practice all week. Julito. I used to call him Julito. He had turf toe for 6 years. This guy's been questionable or out for like 8 straight years while still having a Hall of Fame career. That's one of the most amazing feats I've ever seen. Mike Evans on the shelf, maybe. Russell Gage is even questionable. Godwin's out. Godwin, I thought I got the drop on everybody, and he got tweaked up. I got him on 3 out of 4 fantasy teams. I'm really disappointed about that. Bengals, Cowboys. Now you got Cowboys are in disarray, but the Bengals, I was saying it on my show Sunday morning on the live stream, the Bengals were 10-7 last year. The Steelers with Big Ben couldn't even fucking move. Were 9-7-1. So how good are the Bengals? Or did they have a hot run? I don't know how good the Bengals are. They might be a team. Yeah, they went to the Super Bowl last year. Atlanta went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots a couple years ago. What'd they do? The Bengals might go right back to mediocre until they get good again. Not like ready to be Brady every year and be 13-4 or shit like that. I don't think so. So we'll see. There's a lot of good games. I'd like to get a little dialogue with some of the boys about these games and the players. So I'm going to wrap it up, reel myself in a little bit, and keep it short. And once again, to anybody watching, let's stay positive and have fun. The name of the game for me here is sports. I don't like to do politics. The one thing I talked about, it got misunderstood. That's why this shit here, it's about sports. It's about bringing people together. It's about all my friends, and they don't all look like me. And I just want everybody to have a good time and leave comments in the box and go back and forth and just have a hobby that we all love anyway, but make it come together in a unique way on this channel, how we do it. So I love all you guys, even the ones that are arguing with me on my shorts, because it's really about getting a positive message in. If we come out, even if we have an argument, if you come out feeling better than before, it still could be productive. So positivity to everybody. Neighborhood picks. This is Friday NFL Pick'em. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.